Hello, Peter. Thank you for talking to the integrator. Peter, we are at GITEX right now. Tell us about your feelings about GITEX and how do you see the entire ecosystem here?
Well, I must say it's day 4 of GITEX now, and what I've been living here the last 4 days has been really exciting. You really feel the energy here of the whole region, and even bigger than that, for the whole ITC world and what is happening in our technology world. So it has been a very exciting week for us so far, but if I may say so, I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'm going home tomorrow, but it will be with very good feelings for another great edition of GITEX this year.
I'm sure I'm going to keep you energetic with my questions now. So, Peter, tell me about what solutions are Vertiv showcasing at your booth, a bit of your history of Vertiv with your association with Vertiv.
Right. So this year, when you walk around GITEX, it is impossible to count the number of times that you see the acronym AI, artificial intelligence. Everybody, every booth is talking about artificial intelligence. And that artificial intelligence resides in servers with the GPUs and whatever that we know from our friends from NVIDIA, etc. And all of that can only work when there is an infrastructure behind that to power and cool these GPUs and to make these applications run. So this for us is really showcasing our capabilities in AI, infrastructure for AI to make these platforms work properly. So we're all talking about liquid cooling, because the traditional cooling of bringing air and blowing air through a data center, that doesn't work anymore. When you have densities in racks that go up to 50, 60, 132 kilowatts per rack, then you can no longer cool that with air. You have to have liquid to extract the heat and bring it to somewhere else. So this is part of the core technology that we have developed together with our partner NVIDIA to make sure that they can continue to sell these GPUs all over the world. And we do that together. We develop solutions for them and we market those and we bring those to our clients. But cooling is not the only piece. Yeah? If you go AI, you have to look at your entire power train that sits around that as well. Because, and I'm going maybe a little bit too technical now, but your load pattern of your electricity is actually changing completely. And so we need to have solutions, and we have those solutions that take care of that. So this is what we showcase on the booth here. This is what we've been talking about for the last 4 days with partners and with clients about how to solve their problems when they really start implementing AI solutions. That has been our theme for this GITEX edition 24.
Well, the theme is everywhere. I must say the AI is being at every booth. Wherever I go, I see AI. Yeah. But before I go to my technical questions, let me ask you, can you explore a little bit about your partnership with NVIDIA and how has that evolved over the years?
So we have been a partner with NVIDIA for quite some time. And especially in the last 12 to 18 months, this partnership has intensified dramatically. We have our CEOs that talk on a very regular basis, and we co-develop products together. As I said, the NVIDIA chips cannot work without a proper environment where they're operating. And we build those environments with them. Yesterday, there was a press release of Jensen and Giordano, our CEO, where they co-announced this is what we're doing together, and this is the solution that we bring to the world. GPUs together with the Vertiv package that makes these systems run. That is our partnership. Very strong, and we built on these reference designs so that they can deploy their GPUs.
Thank you for giving us the details on your partnership there. Let me ask you about the current trends that you see with the data centers and critical infrastructure market, and how is Vertiv leveraging these trends in the market? And also, let me ask you one thing, a lot of hyperscalers are coming into the market as well. How do you see that?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you look at the market, the whole data center market is really dominated by the hyperscalers. Whether it is for their direct business, their direct deployments, or whether they go into co-location sites. So these are the two models they typically use to bring data center capacity online. So that's what they're doing. And they are investing massively in data center infrastructure. Because they are in the race for AI is on. Yeah? And whether you talk about the Microsofts or the Googles or the AWSs, they're all talking about the same. Yeah? And they're really in a race to make this happen. And we're on the ride, we're riding the wave with them. Yeah? Because they need that infrastructure to make it happen. And so that's what we're doing. So it is a very exciting time. But we should not forget that there is still a very important cloud business out there as well. Yeah, everybody's going on this AI hype and yada yada yada, but there is an underlying part of the business that is very important and that is still there and that is growing. So we are having actually an environment within the data center world where you have a double growing effect. You have the cloud that continues, and then you have the acceleration of AI coming on top of that. So that is very exciting for us. If you look at the trends in data centers, they consume more and more power. Yep. If we go back a couple of years in time, a 5 megawatt data center was a decent size. Yeah. Very soon, a 5 megawatt data center will fit in a room of 10 by 10 meters. Yeah, because the density within racks is getting so high that you don't need that white space, floor space anymore to store these racks. The back room, the infrastructure room will grow because the infrastructure that you need is still very important. But the sizes of data centers go up dramatically. We hear people talk about 300-400 megawatts, a gigawatt site. Yeah, you cannot imagine what that is, a gigawatt site. Yeah, and that's where people are going. So a lot more dense, we call it densification. Yeah, everything has to be compacted, but the consumption is enormous.
The power source, that's where all the talk is happening.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you there, the data centers are growing bigger and bigger in size. Tell me about the sustainability aspect and how do you see the entire sustainability aspect playing around these big data centers?
It always makes me laugh when I see the Gretas of this world, yeah, walking through the streets of Europe or whatever in a demonstration, but everybody has a mobile phone in their hands, yeah, and then they go and talk against data centers, and that's what they're actually using. So data centers are not going to go away; they're only going to increase because the digitalization of our entire world, our entire life, is only going to intensify. So power generation will and is already in certain areas of the world a big issue. So we see quite a lot of developments happening for AI in Northern Europe, so Sweden, Finland, Norway, where there is a lot of hydropower, so green power. And we see a lot of investments happening here in the Middle East. Middle East is booming. Yeah, the Middle East is a fantastic sector because there is still a lot of energy available. We also see more and more people that talk about on-site generation. So bring your own power. People will build their own power station on-site with gas turbines or with whatever else, fuel cells in the future, but they're still too expensive. But these are things that will come. In the US, they talk about mobile small nuclear power plants. How about that as an idea? Yeah, so that will make things really exciting. So we have to find solutions on how to generate more power because that's what we need. If everybody tomorrow would start driving an electric car, we'll have a problem, I can tell you. Yeah, so we must make sure that our power supply changes dramatically, and I think that nuclear will play a very important role in that going forward.
The source of the power is where it matters.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me ask you about the support and services that Vertiv offers to customers. Enlighten us there and the kind of infrastructure investments that you do in parts of the world.
Right. If we talk about service is probably the most important thing that we do within Vertiv. Because if you sell a product, the sale of a product, that's this part of the life cycle of the product, then we will maintain it for the next 10, 15 years. So it's that availability of very skilled labor and people that make such a difference. Because we all know things will sooner or later will go wrong. Yeah? That's why you have resilience in data centers. That's why you have a very important service structure that stands behind that to help you in case things do go wrong. And I can guarantee you they will sooner or later go down. Yeah? Your car sooner or later will break down. It's a guarantee. Yeah? So we built a very impressive service structure within Vertiv. My saying is always, we don't sell a product if we cannot service it. Because you don't sell a solution, you sell a future problem. Yeah? So make sure that you have your service correct, and then you can grow your business. I think that's a key differentiator for us in the market. If we talk about capacity, my boss always tells me, Peter, this whole AI hype will be a race for capacity. Yeah? So we are beefing up all our production plants like there is no tomorrow. We're investing a lot of capital dollars in new facilities. All our facilities now run 24/7. Yeah, we look at our global footprint to see where can we produce best to meet the demand that we see now, and we are preparing for the demand that will be there in 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years from now. Because it will be a race for capacity. And the one that will win will be the one that has the capacity.
Peter, the race is very interesting. Now, my last question, tell me about the future of cooling systems with regards to these AI chips. Tell us where that race is going.
Oh, I would have to give away some secrets here, so I probably can't do that. But I think the first step of, we're not going fully away from air. Yeah? Air will always be there, because otherwise it becomes too expensive. But I think this step now with liquid, very important. We will have, the developments will be in the liquids that we use to bring to the servers so that they can absorb more heat. So that will be very important. And we will have to respond to the densification of the whole thing. That will be the biggest challenge. Yeah? But working with the right partners that are developing these chips or these GPUs is so important for us, because that gives us access to first-hand information. So R&D, we have never spent more dollars in R&D than we are doing right now. Yeah? And people think that, oh, it's cooling, it's simple. Well, no, not really. Yeah? It's power, it's simple. Well, not really. It's pretty complex. And as I said, we're investing a lot of money in research and development.
Investing a lot of money in research and development. Peter, thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'll catch you down the line with even more questions.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
See you next year.